Hi, my name's Jo Hodge and I'm one of the writers of this new scheme called Max Computing, and I'll show you one here. Basically, it's graded from grades 1 to 9 in the book series. We've got workbooks from grades 1 to 3, and from 4 to 9 we've got student books, and alongside those we've got the teacher guide and the raft of digital resources that can be downloaded for each unit. Each book is broken down into 6 strands, and within the strands are also key concepts and learning objectives associated with it. It's full of fantastic fun activities. There's plugged and unplugged, and what unplugged activities are activities that don't require a computer, and it's easy to follow and it's engaging, and if you look at some of the pages, it's beautiful and colourful and really clear what the steps are. This is the contents page, and it tells us exactly what the strands are that are covered within that unit. So you can see we've got sequence and scope, which I'll talk about in a second. How to use the book, which is a really important page for the students and for the teachers as well. And then the 6 units you can see are colour coded within that strand. And these are the 6 strands that are covered here. At the end as well, there's a wonderful piece. This glossary is really, really important because throughout the book there'll be words highlighted in bold, and those words will explain to you what they mean. It'll tell you the definition of them, so it's useful for the students and for yourself as well, for your own subject knowledge. As I said before, we're going to look at the sequence and scope section, which, as you can see, outlines the 6 strands. So you can see we've got algorithms, programming and robotics, data, hardware and software, communication and digital citizenship, and digital skills. And you can see these red highlighted blocks. They tell you what's covered within those strands. If you look at writing their own algorithms, we can see that it's covered in 4 of those units. So it's a really useful piece of kit to know what's being covered within each strand. So we've looked at the sequence and scope section. This section is really useful, and in the teacher guide you've got a similar section which explains how to actually use this book within your lessons. So it gives you the 6 strands at the top, and if you noticed, each strand has a little icon. So when you look on any of the pages within the book, if you see this icon here, you'll know that it's algorithms. So you know that's being covered within that strand. There's also lots of different coloured icons. You've got like information, you've got fun fact icons. And when we look at some of the pages in the units later on, you'll see those little icons popping up all the way along. And it reminds us also that anything in bold is in the glossary. I thought it'd be useful to have a look at an example of a page. It starts with the learning objectives. Then it starts asking them some little questions and activities to do. There are pictorial representations. You can see, remember I said about those icons coming up on the side here. And the question is set at different levels. So we have a get started activity, then a beginner's activity, then an intermediate, and so on. And they have challenge activities as well. They have this take it further, which is for those pupils who want to extend their learning. The great thing about Max Computing is it offers support along the way in the student books and also the teacher's guide. And you don't need to have any prior knowledge before teaching this. Inside the contents you've got, before you start, details about the software. It's got all the links to the free software that you can download, the sequence and scope of the strands, and again, it's those 6 units are linked to the 6 strands within the computing. It's available for PC, Apple and Android, so it means that you can download it on almost any device as well. Before you start in the software section within the teacher guide, it provides those additional links. So we talked about earlier about looking at the digital resources that you can download alongside the book resources such as the student books. Within the teacher guide as well, it breaks down every unit and all the lessons, and it gives you a step-by-step guide to the lessons. It also gives you the answers to the questions within there, and all the icons that we saw in the student book are exactly the same, such as the intermediate guide, the fun fact, etc., are all in that guide as well. It also details the lesson outcomes that the students need to achieve by the end, what resources you're going to need, pencil, paper, etc. And as I said before, more importantly for you, the question answers, should you not be sure of what the answers were. As we've said already, the teacher guide is really important for you as a teacher, and it gives you all the support that you need in order to deliver those units.